But tap in to check us out. The last one was a great one, great collaboration with the good news, with New Black History Makers, with Ladies Tribe. We was in that thing in that building. But let me go ahead and introduce my guest for the night. Let me introduce my guest, man. First and foremost, we got man, my friend, actually become one of my favorite rappers. But much more than that, we're gonna get into it, man. K Cannon in the building. Kev, what's the deal?
What's going on, man?
We
Appreciate
got
y'all having me.
absolutely, bro. I appreciate you attending.
Yeah.
Showing up in the space for us. And then next we got Mr. DJ Dash.
Yee yee. Applause.
Yes, indeed, man. I love that button right there. And tonight, we're gonna be talking about commitment. We're gonna be talking about commitment. We're gonna talk about being consistent and what that means. So before we get started, if y'all don't mind, man, I wanted to read the Webster's dictionary of those two words. And actually just Google. So I don't even know if Webster got this one, but we in the Google age right now. But commitment reads as the state or quality of being dedicated to a cause, activity, and then the urban definition to me is even when you don't feel like doing that shit. You know what I'm saying? Even when you don't feel like doing those things, you still got to stay down. And then being consistent is acting or doing something, the same thing over and over with accuracy, unchanging in its nature. And I'm pretty sure that we can attest to that. And my fault, bro. Keith, did you want to join us up in this thing, man? I know you're engineering, so okay.
I'm over here. We don't worry about
You know what I'm saying? We got Keith Good News in the building as well. Let me give you an applause, man. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Please feel free to join in at any time you'd like to, bro. It's always a pleasure. But yeah, being consistent, and I like to start my sharing my stories and my experiences with a bit of like history, attached to stuff. So I'm gonna do it that way. Hopefully it makes sense to the audience. And if you're tuning in tonight, please feel free to join in the chat. You can actually call in as well. At a segment, the number is 323-900-0478. To engage with us in this conversation. But we're gonna jump and dive right into it. And so for myself, commitment and consistency were two things that I didn't hold those things, what I'm saying, growing up. I didn't have those qualities in me, nor did I desire to have them. I was just kind of living and doing my thing. And it wasn't until I figured out like these are actually some qualities that I want to carry, and show moving forward, because they just made me feel good, and so I would say I would use the example for me as being committed to something. First, identifying what's the commitment. So identifying my why am I doing this so I can have something to hold on to, and then understanding where I'm at in that process. And so I open it up and talk about my experience with changing my food palette. You know what I'm saying? Like I my and the historian in me, just real quick, my mother's side of the family, my grandfather come from Louisiana. My father's side, actually, I just figured this out from Milwaukee. So that was kind of, so shout out to the Bucks. I didn't know he was Milwaukee deep like that.
Tight.
I have a unique last name. I think is Crumble, and I jumped on Facebook, and all the crumbles in Milwaukee. If you ever want to see a crumble, go to Milwaukee, bro. That's I plan to do some migration, at some point. But so those are the factors in that. And so with that, a lot of traditions, a lot of culture was brought to California. Right. And so when we talk about the things that I was exposed to, I'm talking about a lifestyle of eating that I didn't know that was detrimental to my body style until my body started to talk to me.
Right.
So I'm talking about big chillins, pig feet, hog maw,
Good with hot sauce,
hog head cheese, hot sauce, that's fat back, sodium that's that's compiling up. And that's not to discredit my family for doing what they could do in the moments, but I'm in my 20s and I'm experiencing things. I'm like, man, what's going on? I feel like I'm thriving, doing in athletic, and I'm showing on an exterior, but interiorly I'm breaking down. And so I recognized where I was with that, and I had to be committed to change my palate. But I'm like, this is hard. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna leave it there and start there. But either Kev or Dash, feel free to kind of like later line of something that you were committed to, successful or unsuccessful.
True. Honestly, I would say even going to the diet thing, um, which is like a big accomplishment for me, was doing the master cleanse,
Yeah.
which did actually reset my palate.
Could you go a little deeper?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So basically, so what the master cleanse is, it's literally it's a 10-day minimum. It's a 10-day fast
Mm.
of nothing but water and this homemade lemonade that you make. And so there's no bread, no juice, no vegetables, no fruit.
Damn.
Literally nothing, only but water and the lemonade.
Wow.
And the rule is that for the 10 days, I was making the lemonade. I was making enough to have anywhere from 4 to 6 bottles of it a day. And that's basically your nourishment every day.
Mm.
And so and prior to that, like I was Mr. 6 carne asada tacos from the taco truck with everything on it.
Con queso?
Add
Todos?
Oh, see. See, like cheese, guacamole, green sauce, extra lime juice, and a large horchata light ice.
Full Monty.
Man.
And that was at 9, 10, 11 p.m. at night. Like,
Wow.
yeah, like I was Mr. like eat anything. And so going from that to now just this liquid for 10 days straight. It was like the amount of you had to be consistent in order to do it.
Absolutely.
But the commitment level, like it went beyond just, okay, I gotta only do this. I can't have my mind on food.
Oh yeah.
Like it ended up causing me to, okay, I'm waking up in the morning, I'm meditating.
Yeah.
I'm being organized with my day. Cause
you need another source.
I need another source. I need something to lean on. And so, similar to, like in the Bible, they got the story of, Jesus being in the wilderness.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was just similar to that. I really only had like myself and, God, my higher power, like to lean on in those times. Like nobody could help me. Nobody could talk me through it. Nobody could give me advice or like really words of encouragement because like I'm the only one like going through this or doing this.
Yeah.
And so it's not really things that people could say because like they themselves don't understand it. But
yeah. Man, that's amazing, and that's a process, bro. And for you to name all what you name, like 6 carne asadas, with your fire, right? Not the fact that you know what I'm saying. Right. I'm talking about like it's good food, or we identify that as like, oh, this tastes great.
Tastes amazing.
It tastes amazing.
Oh, carne asada fries with the extra guac. Oh my god!
And from going to that into then saying like, okay, this is why I'm doing this. Obviously, we do it for
the why,
right?
The whole why behind that was, and the funny part is, my whole why, it wasn't even food related.
Mm-hmm.
I went on a trip to Cabo like the month before.
Trying to get in shape.
Take
his shirt off.
If only, yeah. I mean, yeah. Nah, that was a lit trip, but out there, had a lot of fun. Ended up paying for it because consumption of alcohol. So I had a quote unquote dash moment, and it was pretty bad to the point where I was like, I drank too much. Next thing you know, I'm like throwing up. Normal. And so I'm like, oh shit, this is bad. And so like I'm in the bathroom. Next thing you know, I'm throwing up, and it like started changing colors on me. And like and I swear it was either like one time I did, it was like either like red or like a dark reddish color. And I was just like, oh, this is serious. All right. So I gotta change something. And so once I got back, that's when I ended up, I was like, okay, things got to change. And I just ended up, okay, I've been wanting to fast for a long time. So let me do this master cleanse and let me see what happened. And so through that commitment, that's how I ended up being vegetarian for like almost like 2 years or so.
That's amazing, bro.
Yeah.
Because like that's the why, but then there's so much more benefits in the process and when you're doing it, man. I appreciate you sharing that. We're gonna double back for sure because I want to dive a bit more into that. I'm curious to hear from Kevin, man, because I heard a little bit of his story already when it comes to that. And you don't even have to correlate or pertain it to health, but since you are a person that's a resource to me when it comes to an organic option, you know what I'm saying, and another option of moving in a direction of like a healthier lifestyle. I'm curious to see if you have anything that you say like I was committed to this and now I'm successful in it, and what was like the process in being committed and consistent.
Man, throughout life, I would say, consistency was kind of a thing that, I wasn't always the best at.
Yeah.
I always kind of found myself, I was always a good starter. I could start anything, you know, and really, honestly, I'm really glad that y'all talked about y'all eating habits, because when I think back, that was probably one of the first things that I really like said, okay, I'm gonna get serious, and stick to this regimen,
Right.
And for me, it started, I would say, man, probably not too far after I graduated college. So we talking maybe like, 2013 or something like that.
Okay.
I was like, I started learning.
Yeah.
That's where it all started. I started learning about the food industry.
What sparked the curiosity, if you don't mind me asking?
Man, learning about the powers that be,
Wow.
so they would say.
Okay.
You learn about the structures and the entities, the corporations, and how they are, in power behind the scenes, and
Right.
how they are moving things, whether it be through lobbying and
Yeah.
whatnot, changing laws. And as you learn about that, then you learn, okay, well, it's only about 5 companies that produce all the food.
Wow.
And then you learn about that, and then you start to learn about, okay, well, what are they putting in the food?
Yeah.
And that's where it started. And for me, it started with just eating organic. So I started doing, eating organic. At the time, I was a guy. I'm still eating. I'm eating meat. I'm eating burgers. I was an In-N-Out guy. Chicken,
I do recall that.
chicken, baked, fried.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
However you want it.
Yeah.
Tacos, all of that. And then over time, I kept learning. I started to, see documentaries about meat. Documentaries about just all these different industries and just things about health and what they say. We're taught as far as what we should be eating versus really what we should be eating,
Right.
Yeah.
or should not be eating, or really eating in moderation. If you don't want to cut it out completely,
Right.
And then from there, it just kind of progressed. I cut out red meat, and then from there I cut out the chicken.
Right.
I was still eating turkey, fish, and it was like 2017 I was just eating fish, and then by the end of 2017, I saw my last documentary, and it became like, all right,
I'm rolling with
just
it.
go vegetarian.
And oftentimes people don't understand that process.
Yeah.
The way you just labeled it out
Yeah.
and categorized, like this just wasn't like
Nah.
tomorrow I'm gonna stop all this shit. I'm just gonna go
Right.
cold turkey. That's
No.
it's
Yeah.
not feasible.
No,
It's
not healthy.
It's not healthy, and oftentimes that lead to being unsuccessful
exactly.
Yeah.
in your commitment.
You're biting off
and
more
your
than what you can chew.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so, I appreciate you categorizing it like that and just laying it out, because people need to hear about those
Yeah.
experiences. Don't, giving yourself grace, not excuses,
Yeah.
but grace to make those shifts.
Yeah.
You got to commit to what you know you can do, and then do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hold yourself accountable to what you say you can do.
Mm.
Yeah.
It's nobody saying like, hey, nobody say, hey, Danny, you got to cut all of this off and do. It was okay. This is what you said you were going to do,
Right.
and then you got to keep yourself accountable. And that's, I think one of the main things about consistency is deciding what you're going to be consistent on, and then sticking to it, to prove to yourself you can do it, and then also see the results that you desire.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I thought to you too, Dash. I wanted to say, and throughout the show, we want to offer these stories for you to leverage and experience.
Oh yeah, and that's funny you say that,
go ahead.
because like where Kev mentioned that like his eating habits, everything was built and based off of like research. Mine was built off of just like direct experiences. Like the research came later.
Yeah.
Because for example, the first thing I ever gave up for myself was milk.
Okay.
And the only reason I gave up milk was because from like 2015, 2016 to 2017, I was on like a heavy like workout routine.
Right.
And I realized I was taking like my protein shakes, I was all using milk. But then out of nowhere, I realized I'm starting to get bloated. I'm starting to get gassy. I was like, okay, maybe just a side effect. What's going on?
on that cow nipple.
Yeah, I'm just like, yo, what is it? And so I reached out to my homeboy, and he was like, where you putting in your protein shake? I was like, oh, milk. He was like, try water, see what happened.
Right.
I was like, all right, switch it up to water. No more gassiness, no more bloating.
Yeah.
And so I'm just like, all right, if I drink milk, then I get gassy. if I do not drink milk, I don't get gassy.
Right.
Which one do I want to choose?
Yeah.
And that's the experience. And we gonna drop some modalities, some steps, some gems that we may feel that can be useful to you throughout the show as well, for you to have implementations that will hopefully structure the things you want to be committed to and consistent on. And thinking about that now, bro, I haven't drank like milk in a minute. Like, so I'm on cashew milk.
I use oat milk myself.
Oat milk.
Yep.
Like, it's a lifestyle. And I was having a conversation with my lady, and shout out to her because she introduced a lot of different healthier lifestyles and very extremely. It was funny too because we had like a low key disagreement, and she was just like, I was a bacon eating motherfucker.
Same.
You know what I'm saying?
Same.
I used to bacon. You know what I mean?
Bacon on everything.
You know, and so for her, it was religious purposes, but she grew up not eating pork. We ate packs of bacon on our own every morning for breakfast. So understanding where I was and where I wanted to go, I needed her, and she never really compiled on me and like fought at me for anything. She would try to introduce things and try to also show grace, but I had to know where I was. Yeah, because I'm beating myself up on like, man, she ain't eating no pork. Well, she never ate it. You know, you was a big bacon eater. You know what I'm saying? So understanding where you are, identifying why you stopping, and I stopped because, and I tell this story, and I'm gonna continue to tell it. Man, I was hooping one day, and I was giving buckets first. Before, shout out to Kev, man. We used to get buckets. I'm just hand out buckets at 24 everywhere, but we used to hand out the buckets. And I hooped real good, man. I thought my ankle was broken. So I woke up the next morning. I tried to stand up, and I thought my foot was broken. I hit the ground, but my foot, when I put it on the ground, it felt like an electric shock that I've never felt ever in my life, bro. I never want to feel that pain again. So I'm hobbling to the bathroom. I'm like, bro, I'm like 22, 23. Yeah. I'm hobbling to the bathroom. I'm like, what's going on? So this is in the Google era search. I'm self-diagnosing myself, doing all of what I could.
WebMD.
Bro, I go to the grocery store. I'm getting like boots from CVS and doing all type of stuff, bro. This is excruciating pain. Yeah. So I finally go around and I'm typing in the symptoms. I diagnosed myself with gout. But I hobbled to Cedar Sinai and like, hey, bro, I don't know what this is. I have triumphed through pain. Like I have broken things and played through them. Yeah. This was it was a non-negotiable. The doctor looked at me like, bro, what are you on? How are you 20-something with gout? It was gout, bro. But it was my diet. It was high uric acid. I mean, hot sauce and noodles. I mean, sausages. I mean, in and outs. I'm eating all those things, but I'm not balancing it with anything. Moderation, what Kevin talked about. And then I was consistent in the bullshit. Right? Yep. I was consistent in that for sure. I had to realize that, like, man, I got to change a lot of stuff, and it wasn't easy. So I had to map out my process. Like, all right, first I'm gonna eliminate sodas. I'm drinking sodas every day. That's crazy. How much water are you intaking? Yeah. Right? So I wrote out my plan, and like Kev was saying earlier, my plan was for me. I wasn't allowing nobody to judge me on it. I was just finding these different things that work for me and implementing them, and I'll see the change. My skin start changing. You know what I'm saying? Like little by little, I started to see the things shift. But that wasn't an easy process. I wasn't always successful in that. Yeah, right. You know what I mean? And so, like, just going there with it. But that's that thing where we talk about, you know, being consistent in something, being committed to something, and those structures aren't always easy. I would love to hear those same stories from y'all, but at a time where you weren't successful in it and you really felt like, I felt the repercussions of this right here.
Well, go ahead.
I'm kind of wait. I'm thinking right now. Are you thinking too?
Well, I mean, yeah, but like I said, you know, consistency wasn't really my strong point. You know, so it's been several things that I can say I really wasn't consistent at, and kind of felt the negative effects from. You know, I would say, you know, just me. I've always been a person, you know, who has done multiple things, you know, for income, and because of that, it can put you in a position to where if you're not consistent, you can, you know, let one thing kind of sag off over here or one thing kind of sag over there, and you might think, okay, well, I should be here at this point, you know, based on the time that may have went by. However, it's really not about the time; it's about what you've been consistently building. Wow, you know, and for me, I think right now probably a nice thing that I would say that I've really, made a conscious decision to be consistent on would be last year when I was really like building my music catalog.
Yeah.
I
Fire.
I appreciate it, man.
Yeah.
I really
Did
do.
that.
But I really started like dabbling around in music, I would say maybe like late 2016, 2017. It was just me and a friend of mine
Mhm.
and my boy Go. Shout out to him. Was making music and it was always cool, but at the same time, the goal wasn't. I didn't really have a particular end goal in mind. I was just doing it, and I wasn't really taking it serious. I wasn't really, there was no plan of consistency. I never broke it down. It was just I'm gonna just do this music.
Yeah.
And when you do it like that, that means that there is no measuring stick you're giving yourself. You're not giving yourself anything measurable to attain. And as time went on, I wasn't consistent. I kind of let myself get into a space where I really wasn't creating anything.
Yeah.
I had a stepdad die, and it really changed my world.
Rest in peace. Yeah.
It really went from me just having a clear, free mind to be as creative as I wanted to, now I'm dealing with estates. You know what I'm saying? I'm dealing with things that I have to now learn about that I had no intention on doing. So it kind of ate up all of that creative space that I have, and I didn't productively push myself through that.
Wow.
And because of that, I lost all consistency with all things creative. I wasn't doing, video. I wasn't doing music. I was really just kind of, just chilling,
Going through the motions.
just going through the motions.
Going through the motions, bro. I think it was off of the EP Farther Together. And check that out, man. K Cannon and Keith Good News, Farther Together EP, one of my favorites. And I believe what you're talking about, I believe you wrote on Myself.
Yeah.
Similar, yeah, bro. And then that's one of the ones, bro. Like when I heard that, I felt it so much because we talk about consistency, we talk about commitment, but it's not easy to always get up and show up for yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Who's gonna be on you when you don't show up?
Because when you don't have to,
you're gonna give yourself the good old excuse.
Because it's easy. You know what I'm saying?
It works.
It works.
It's gonna get you off.
It works. You know what I mean? Like, and that's what I found for myself because of these attributes that I believe you need in order to be consistent, right?
Yeah.
And you need discipline.
Yeah.
You need a plan.
Yeah.
You need these things that I didn't have none of that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's that old adage, like if you fail to plan, you plan to fail.
You plan to fail.
Like it's cliche, but it's so true. And like, and thinking about times where I like maybe because I categorize like commitment and consistency in like two separate categories. I feel like you can be committed, but if you're inconsistent, then that'll fail. You can't have one without the other.
Right.
And I would say honestly, like in my previous relationship, I would say like even though I was committed, I wasn't consistent in certain areas. And so because my focus, kind of like what you said, always like, balancing multiple things at once. There were like moments and periods where I was always either so focused on work and DJing that my relationship would suffer because there was no balance in that.
Right.
Or then if I felt like I was really being like consistent and truly committed to my relationship, DJing would suffer.
Right.
Yeah, DJing and music would suffer.
Right.
And so ultimately, because of my lack of consistency in that aspect, the relationship fell apart, went apart. And because of that, it was like a domino effect and started affecting other things. Yeah, because since I felt like I was so like committed to it and it failed, I'm just like, dang, okay, like, well, what else is there? What else is going on? And then that's when the pandemic had hit.
Yeah.
It was just like things that I was like committed and focused on, it all took a toll. So it was like relationship. I had a job, but then I left that job to really start focusing more on DJing.
Yeah.
And then pandemic hit, and then with everything going on, it was like, dang, like I had stopped being consistent in DJing. Like I was still getting gigs here and there, just off of like word of mouth and everything, but for everything else, it was just quiet.
Man, I'm finding the trend, especially with what Kevin shared and what you shared, Dash. Just off of the fact that something happened, um, and it wasn't a plan in play, right?
Yeah.
And so if you don't have a plan in play, it's hard to keep that momentum
Yeah.
when it ain't feeling good or right.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
if you don't have no compass to go back to and be like, okay, I'm supposed to stick to this structure no matter what.
Exactly.
Yep.
Giving yourself time and grace to either grieve or feel the pain or go through those things. It's easy to like Kevin said, it's easy to be like to make that excuse for yourself. It's like, I'm hurting right now. I don't feel like it right now.
Yep.
Because you ain't got to really have nothing to go back to, man. This is just like a great conversation that we having, and we're gonna continue this conversation. I honestly look forward to the second half of this conversation. We're gonna turn it up a little bit, man, and continue to provide those stories. And hopefully, if you tuning in, please get in the chat, converse with us, be involved with us. But we going to commercial break, and we be right back.
Commit to talking to us.
Please get in the chat, be involved with us. But we going to commercial break, and we be right back.
Commit to talking. You're seriously watching porn by yourself? Oh, that's right. I'm here to talk about the Primos Chidos radio show, live every Thursday at 12 from the TGN Latinx station. Make sure you tune in for some laughs, maybe some crying, and definitely some stupid takes. I'll see you guys there.
Ladies and gentlemen, hip-hop. Affiliate Entertainment proudly presents hip-hop, the first of its kind. A battle rap card game based on the 4 elements of hip-hop. Are you ready? You can go to hiphop101game.com. Hip-hop.
What's good? Peace to the people. Danny Crumble, co-founder of the Giants Den from Inglewood, California, but I've been around the world now. A lot of perspective. Can't wait for you to tune in live from the Den Monday nights, 7:30 to 8:30 p.m. We're going to have great conversations, and you can find us on TGN Talk.
Hey, what's up, business owners? Are you looking to take your business a step forward? Are you looking for more people to know what you have to offer? You are in luck. The Good News Radio has a special deal for you right now. You can get a commercial slot 4 times a day, every day for a month. If you are interested, email contact@tgnradio.net for more information.
Yo, what up? It's your guy E Lamb, the Wild Child of TGN. Make sure you tune in to Courtside Radio every Monday and Thursday at 6:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time here on the TGN app, Courtside Radio, where if we were any closer, we'd be in the game.
Only on TGN Sports.
Have you heard of D-Lit Juice? Well, it is a minority-owned cold-pressed juice company here in Los Angeles, offering daily cleanses, sea moss wellness shots, and teas, and flavors like hibiscus punch, blue gelato, orange delight, and black fuego, just to name a few. They have local deliveries every Wednesday and Sundays, and shipping all throughout the United States. Make sure you check out their Instagram and Facebook, D-Lit Juice. That's D-Lit Juice, bringing a healthy lifestyle straight to your door.
Get your boogie on. Nah, just kidding with y'all. What's going on, man? It's Devontae Green having some fun. We're going to have fun at our show because that's what we do. TGN Talk, 7:30 p.m. Monday, live from the Den. Tap in.
Are you looking for a daring and creative clothing line? Then look no further. Check out lucrative.com, where upper echelon intersects with the streets. And for you community-minded folks, they donate 1 t-shirt to a local shelter when you make a purchase. Lucrative encourages individuals of our community to create opportunities for themselves. Shop now at lucrative.com. That's lucrative.
You're seriously watching porn by yourself?
Lucrative encourages individuals.
And we back. I hope y'all enjoyed that great sponsorship. Those amazing commercials. We're live from the Den. I got K Cannon, Kevin in the building.
Yeah.
I got DJ Dash in the building.
Whoop.
And right now we're just sharing some great tools, some stories, some experiences on being committed and showing up and being consistent. We were able to talk about, and I believe Dash was talking about being in a committed relationship and having a business, DJing and bro, I just want to real quick, man. Let me give both of y'all Y'all props, man, because Dash always it's not. I tried to DJ for like 10 minutes, bro. I suck, but I was like, I thought because you just walk into somebody's arena and be like, oh, I know the songs. Like it don't work like that. But kudos to you, bro, because you really hold it down. You know, every event I've been to that you DJ or you hosted, it's been an amazing event.
Yes, appreciate that.
Absolutely, bro. And Kev, man, you've always been a thinker, bro. Always been in a person that shows ascension. And I've always appreciated and admired that quality about you, bro. You know what I'm saying? And you was always consistent. You know, even in the times where it didn't look like it to me, it was just like, Kev, own it. And that provides motivation and inspiration. We used to see each other in various spaces. The last time I see you at a random space, we was at the Vegan Exchange, bro.
Yeah.
You know, that's dope to me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's fire to me.
Yeah.
You know, just changing our lives in good quality ways. So I want to run into my friends and the people that I'm inspired by in spaces like that to continue to run it up and feel good about it, bro. But guys, if you wanted to continue or if you wanted to shift it, I would love to, you know, for you to finish, you know, that thought that you had.
Shoot, where did I leave off?
You left off talking about, you know, trying to balance the relationship and also the you doing your DJing, and you know they both came to a dwindle in a sense.
Yes. How that happened, honestly, because it was, well, with DJing, there was always an end goal in mind. Just as far as the steps to get there, it was fuzzy because one of the things that I need improvement on that I'm actually currently working on is getting to the habit of writing things out.
Okay.
Because with me, like I'm so reliant on my memory that so many thinking sessions, brainstorming sessions, all these ideas, and I'm just relying on myself to just remember them.
Yeah,
and then when it's time to execute. But life is going by so fast. It's like,
it's hard.
Yeah, you got your work cut out for you that way, brother.
Right?
That's real.
It's real.
So
you
it's
know,
like, nah.
I think it was Nip. It was like write it down and follow through. You know what I'm saying? Like I read something recently in an article. There's a 30% success rate when you write down. 30% increase in your success rate when you write down the things that you want and make it tangible when you looking at it, and you're able to go back and revisit that thing that's tangible.
Yes,
you're going to be 30%. I think it's more. You know, for myself as an example, when I started to write things down and put them on paper, and I'm able to go back and revisit it. And I try to be nicer to myself in conversation, but I used to be like, bro, you ain't do none of this shit on the paper, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, you are a weenie. Like, what are you doing?
Hey, like, what's going on here?
You know, so yeah, definitely. I mean, you know now, but writing it down is a quality or an attribute to being more successful in your committed stage in your consistency.
Yes, and it's funny that you mentioned that because the current job that I have now, I got hired February 22nd. And the only reason I remember that date specifically is because
they paid you. No,
well, no, I'm gonna get to that part too. But mainly, like, it was the day after President's Day.
Wow. And
I was literally in the middle of tour. And so that whole first week, I'm in group meetings having to like, okay, I'm gonna have this meeting real quick. I'm put them on hold, go out and do the show. And there were like multiple times where I'm like, I have my phone on the phone tripod in a virtual meeting with a virtual background on mute, performing live in front of a group of people.
Oh, you same
exact
bro.
Time. Oh, if Job would have found out, fired on the spot.
But the fact that you put it on was like impressive.
Committed. He was
committed, right?
That's that commitment. Yeah, and that's that commitment.
Everything
to
is on the line.
Hey,
yes.
It made it happen,
bro.
Yeah.
And so, like, fast forward, like, I finally had some time to myself. Tour was over. Finally got time to think and reflect. I'm in my journal. I go back to page 1, which I started last year in January, of like what I wanted my goals to be. The type of job I wanted was there.
Yeah.
And the salary range to the T. Exact. And I wasn't even like, came time for like interviews, salary negotiation. I wasn't even thinking about what I wrote in my journal. It just so happened to, like, I was like, oh,
it became real, man. When people talk about manifestation, I take it a step further. Like, we all heard the term like the universe conspires, when you started to do the action. But you can't find that about yourself until you start doing the action.
Yeah.
Literally, that's been my life for the past few, I'll say like the 6 months where it was just like I'm getting tapped on and getting put and thrown in good spaces. But it's like, dang, why is this happening? You know, and then you reflect, it's like, oh, I'm writing this stuff down, what I want, but I'm doing things to work towards that. Even if they not big things. I take my small wins. You know what I'm saying? I take my win for the day. You know what I'm saying? It's not an L. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they count and they add up. And I'm in spaces like, damn, like how did this happen? But I'm prepared too.
Yeah.
I realize preparation is another quality that goes in when we talk about being committed and being consistent. When I just recently started a new role, and I'm like, man, I was irritated throughout the day because they want to schedule a Zoom meeting at 5. Like, bro, what are you doing? Like, the day is over. Like, so I jump on and I'm like, man, I realized how uncomfortable I was. I'm like, man, I'm just irritated. I'm still doing what I got to do, you know what I'm saying, to get the job done. But I had to do some self-reflection. I'm all about accountability now. However it looks like. If it hurt, if it whatever, I did it. I gotta see that. And so I realized, well, you wasn't prepared for this meeting. That's why you acting like acting like a poop butt. You ain't do none of the stuff that was on the checklist.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying? And you gonna get mad at everybody else because they showed up at the time they were supposed to show up.
They ready, you not ready.
You know what I'm saying? At the same meeting today, fully prepared.
Yeah.
They're like, why you so happy-go-lucky? Yeah. Why you so? And I realized like that's a feeling that I can control.
Yeah.
Preparation.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Being prepared to step into something, step into a role, step into whatever it may be. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's such a better feeling on I like to call it the other side.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's a better feeling on the other side. So I'm interested in hearing if you can think and just give it like some quick thinking time too on something that you're working on right now. Whether you wrote it down, and you trying to see it through, and if y'all need some thinking time, I'll go ahead and just continue it real quick. I really wanted to shift my educational experience.
Okay.
You know, for the longest, I was like, man, because I've been in educationally been involved in counseling and doing all like, bro, you talking a good talk. You have none of the credentials. You don't know this, you don't know that. It's like, bro, when you gonna stop talking and put some application towards the stuff that you looking to obtain, right? So when I say like this past 6 months, this journey, I actually started putting the plan together.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, for my birthday, application deadline is December 1st. My birthday, November, my birthday month, I ain't doing nothing but these steps that's gonna get me to at least apply.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When I apply, I got so many people that mess with me on different levels. Right. And so that's the thing that I'm working on right now. So I knew my new route is I actually got into grad school. So I'll be going to school for student development, higher education, counseling.
Nice. Congrats.
Right. I started looking at this as an opportunity, not just only for me, but just really changing the trajectory of how I'm moving and just the opportunities. The doors just start blasting open. Now I'm not saying it's gonna be any more doors, but I know with that just little bit of consistency, it showed me more opportunity and it gave me additional hope. And I like it on this side.
Yeah.
So no matter what the barrier is, no matter how tough it is, I know I'm gonna show up for myself. It be times I don't want to work out in the gym, you know, and I'm like, man, hold on, bro. What's the goal? I wrote it out specifically, 8-pack. By the end of this year, I gotta have one at least. You know, I gotta touch it like how I want to touch it. It can fall off. I ain't tripping, but I want to see that.
Yeah.
Working towards that. The days I'm like, man, I just had a long night. So what? You said you was gonna get up at 5 in the morning the next day. You wrote that down 2 weeks ago. You know what I'm saying? So I'm curious to know something that y'all may have in mind. It ain't gotta be super deep or nothing like that, Kev. You know, if you have some good thinking time, man, I'm curious, bro.
Yeah, man. Right now, I still got quite a lot of things going on. I would say as far as what I'm working on now, I really been diving into more of the business that I got going, the organic option. I've really been wanting to commit myself to meeting and touching the people, because at the end of the day, like while yes, money is always something you want to make, but I didn't start this with the intent like, oh, this is gonna get me rich. I was already like I have other ways that I make money and pay my bills, and I wanted to help people. I saw so many people, especially in our community, who don't know about some of the things that we offer, you know, and how beneficial they are, just herbs in general.
Yeah.
So for me, one of the goals I really had this year was, you know, I wanted to really build my inventory,
Mhm.
and then also meet people, get in front of people. So I made a commitment to myself to say, okay, I want to, you know, be in some kind of festival or some kind of, you know, vendor expo type
Yeah.
of experience where I'm getting in front of people, selling product, introducing people to this, you know, this lane
Yeah.
of health. And you
Mm.
know, so far I would say I've been successful. You know, I've been doing a vegan exchange. Yeah, I appreciate that, man. You
Absolutely,
know,
bro.
I do that. We try to do it at least twice a month. I
Mhm.
did 3 times this month.
Mhm.
I'm doing once next month, maybe more. It kind of depends on my schedule, but that's something I would say that I've really been focused on being consistent. That is really just building this, and you know, really just trying to impact as many people because it feels good, and it's not the money that feels good, you know, because really all the money I get, I put right back into
Right.
it. I
Yeah.
ain't took no, I ain't spent no money nobody gave me. It's
Right.
always went back into more product to, you know, just have more for more people. But the what feels good is those interviews I get from people, those that feedback. People tell me their experience and how it helped them, what it changed in their life, and it's like, wow,
Bro.
you know, it's really fulfilling, like no other thing I've done.
That is beautiful, bro, and it's amazing. First of all, can you please give a plug and tell the people how they get a hold of your product?
Yeah.
I know you just dropped some of the places you be vending at, but
Yeah.
you know, yeah.
Yeah. Well, you know, if you can't make it out to the vegan exchange, you know, you can always find the product online. That's trytheorganicoption.com,
Mhm.
TRY theorganicoption.com. Everybody here use the promo code good news that'll give you 30% off.
So I'm glad I heard that.
You know what I'm saying? That's
Nah.
off, you know, that, and that's gonna be
Yeah.
going, you know
It's
what I'm
love.
saying? Use
Yeah.
it, you know, that's just I got no problem with that.
Yeah,
you
no,
know?
I appreciate that. And then a few things too, and I'll hand it over to you, Dash. I just
Yeah.
wanted to say, bro, just the selfless act, but you know, attach your business to the people because we opened up the stories of being unsuccessful in health
Yeah.
and not being aware of the
Yeah.
things that we are allotted to when we have options to do so.
Yeah.
Now, it's not gonna be easy.
Nah.
You know, everybody's experience is different, but that's an option you could be committed to change your life in a healthy way. I personally use the products.
Yeah.
I pop, you know what I'm saying? People was popping pills. You know what I'm saying? I do my herbs, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? My
Yeah.
turmeric tincture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With my tea in the morning,
Yeah.
fire, bro.
Yeah.
You know, I ain't gonna sit up here in front and lie, like
Yeah.
you know, like I
Yeah.
like that's the type of lifestyle, you know, that
Yeah.
I would love to lead. So I appreciate you just tapping in the way you do, and it's important.
Yeah.
It's important for us, bro. Like
Yeah.
you know, I'm a living testament to it.
Same. The liquid cayenne pepper
Yeah.
tincture. All
That would be
last
lighting me
year.
up though.
Yeah.
I
So-
gotta stick with the turmeric right now.
I'm gonna let folks know. Like last year
Yeah.
on the liquid cayenne pepper tincture, I was able to
Ooh.
travel to Houston.
Let them know.
I was able to travel to Miami during spring break. This is last year, so COVID's still
During
up.
COVID,
Yeah, you popping.
Yeah,
Everybody's scared.
Bro, Miami during spring break. I went to Vegas for Memorial Day weekend,
Bulletproof.
Labor Day weekend, and for Day in Vegas. I went to the DR over the summer.
Look at it.
Went to Denver in October.
Oh, he's everywhere.
Like,
Yeah.
bro, like what? Where in the world is Dash? Like, what?
International,
Somewhere with the organic option. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, not
Man.
catching a thing.
I
bro.
ain't been sick in 4 years.
And
See,
you
listen,
imagine?
yeah,
Right?
You know what I'm saying?
bar, bro.
Yes, bro.
Yeah, and just before you go again, Dash, man, because I would love to hear the things that you got going and you working on.
Yeah.
I've been feeling like an extra exuberant amount of energy. And first it was that, but it was just like I feel healthy.
Mhm.
Like, I haven't like I had like a little, I want to say like a cough. Like I feel, you know, like right now in the state that we are, you concerned if anything. I've been
Anything.
feeling good,
Yeah.
Yeah.
great. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
You feel
Yeah.
different.
And it shows up in other ways that you wouldn't
Yeah.
expect. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you feel me what I'm
Yeah.
talking about, you
Ready to
know what I'm
go.
saying?
Yeah.
So it's like
rock.
just feeling like a champ, brother.
Yeah.
So, you know, kudos to you again, bro, for taking your time and efforts
Yeah, man.
to be committed
It's
to
time.
that. Yeah, I
it's
can
time,
only
bro.
imagine.
Man.
You know, and we've all had businesses we ran, but that's a whole nother lane and ball game that I'm not
Mhm.
privy to. But you take like your time, efforts, your resources, your finances,
Yes,
for really
sir.
doing it for the people, bro. And that's important. And then appreciate you for that.
Yeah.
100%.
Let's see. Was the one I'm working on. So actually, one of my main goals this year, in which with me being committed and consistent in it, has started to show itself in other ways, even DJing. Was honestly like just to be a better. I wanted to be a better family member.
Mhm.
Yeah, just like a better family member, and a friend to like everybody around me.
That's
And
fire.
one of the main things with that started with me wanting to give my mom flowers every month for the year.
That's dope.
Mm.
And
dope.
with me wanting to do that, it's just made me like happier overall.
Mhm.
It's for sure strengthened me and my mom's relationship.
Right.
So like, like we talk literally like every day.
Mhm.
And she's always on my social media. I had one of the homies hit me up last month in my DMs, and he was like, "Hey, bro, like you're making hanging out with your mom look cool."
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
And I don't
Bruh.
mean to cut you off,
Yeah.
but that is what showing up in that way does.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you're showing, you're giving a blueprint of showing that this can be cool. And why shouldn't it be?
Why shouldn't it be?
Like in this moment, bro, I got like a heartfelt warmth over me. It's like, wow, that's a step or something that I can do
Yeah.
to increase relationship with my own mom.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like monthly. But I would love for you to continue.
Yeah. So because of that, it like put me in a different headspace, because now it's just like when it comes to DJing, I have a whole new like motivation and why. Like I DJ because my mom likes to see me DJ.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so I'll do gigs and I'm putting out content mainly like, hey mom, like here's what I did. Like look what I did. And that's what caused me to get into mindset. Okay, I need to actually start putting out more DJ content.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not camera shy. I just don't like recording myself. So what do I need to do to get over that? Okay, I just need to start posting content.
Yeah.
And so
consistency,
right? And so because I made that commitment, on this while I've been on this tour, the Schoolyard Rap Tour, while I'm on tour, I'm like, okay, videos here, more content. So now I'm getting more momentum and active on social media a little bit. Towards the end of the tour, I was like, okay, I need to start making IG reels and TikToks, because that's what's really blowing people up.
Right.
And so I think that President's Day, February 21st, I ended up running, because I was also training for the marathon that just passed in March. I ended up running 17 miles straight. And I got up that morning bro. I got up that morning only wanting to planning and intentionally only running like 3, maybe 5 miles. I'm running 5. I'm like, oh, okay, I'm not that tired. Okay, let's knock out 8.
Yeah.
I'm at 8. I'm like, ooh, my record is 11. I'm not that tired. Half marathon is 13. All right, let's see if we can do a half marathon.
Yeah.
By the time I'm in Beverly Hills, I'm just like, oh shoot, hey, we got to get home still. And so by the time I get to back to my street in Culver City, I was at like 16.9 something. And I was like, all right, let me just run up the street real quick and round off to 17.
Yeah.
Hit the 17 miles. I was like, what? This is crazy. I need to record this.
Yeah.
And then bow, next thing you know, I got my first IG reel over almost 5,000 views.
That's fire, bro.
Bro, I saw that. I said, oh, this is the power of reels. Okay.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, I started we was in the Bay Area for a weekend, last part of our tour. Got content, made a Yay Area recap video, IG reels. Boom, that went off. Then next thing I'm like, okay, I feel some consistency going. Let me at least do one reel or TikTok video a month. I mean, a week.
Yeah.
Just one a week. Been on that. And that's been since February, last week of February. Present day, I'm still averaging one a week. And just yesterday, Sunday, I ended up posting my first DJ, my first piece of DJ content on IG Reels.
I enjoyed it.
So yeah, Sample Sundays. I thought this, I knew this song sounded familiar. That's the name of it. That's gonna be the series. I knew this song sounded familiar.
Yeah.
And basically it's gonna be a series of, playing like a current, taking current music, current songs, and just breaking it down like where it came from.
That's amazing, bro. I mentioned earlier too, and I want to comment on a lot of things you said.
Yeah.
Now I'll try to be a bit of a historian, but my aunts, rest in peace, they used to listen to like all the oldies like back to back. That was the thing. They listening to music, bro. So it was like it's kind of embedded in me.
Yeah.
So when I hear a song, that's why I appreciate it like on a whole nother level of your video, what you did.
Yeah.
Because I hear like the like initial bass line or whatever instrumentation of the original sample first, and it's kind of streams, and it's like sometimes I can't connect it.
Yeah.
You know, so when I was listening, I was like, you connected it, broke down the history, bro. That's amazing. But everything you said, like you said, bro, I was committed to getting this footage. I was committed to doing these things.
Yeah.
Then I got consistent.
Yep.
What I'm, you know what I'm saying? Then things start to take off.
Yep.
And these are life lessons. You can apply these things to whatever you're doing.
To whatever
that's the beauty. That's the beauty of it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I have to. And the funny part is,
you don't
even have to jump straight into it. Like I didn't jump straight into like dropping DJ content. I was like, hey, let me just start dropping content.
You know what's crazy too is not crazy, but what's amazing to me is it started with the let me be a better son, the family member, friend.
Yeah,
that compounding over to other foundational things that you just transfer over to the next thing.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying, and that's the dope part, man. I want to, cause he in the studio, of course. Keith, man, like seeing some. First of all, man, that dude is consistent. That's man,
Mr. Consistent.
In the times where I know, I'm like, bro, how the hell? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But I really drew. Always had like a great admiration for that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I have a great admiration for that, and it was the fact that I knew this dude didn't like running.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like when you know somebody don't like something and they doing it, it's like. How? Like how you do this, bro? Yeah, and it was like I remember when he got to 3 miles, like because you got to run one, in order to get to 2.
Yeah,
you feel me?
Yeah,
2 times not enough, my friend. Hey. He got to 3, and that's what woke me up. Like, hold on, we're running 3 miles. First of all, we ran a marathon, so let's go ahead and put that out there. But when he got to 3, he was like, man, you motivated me. I hit him, bro. I'm like, bro, I'm coming, I'm running. My first 3 miles I ran with him, I got dog walked. But it wasn't intentional. It was like, this is my stride. Like, keep it, we gonna get it going. And we had like 2.8. And then I'm like, yeah, we made it back to the house. I'm done. He's like, no, we gotta get 3. I'm like, I'm not running no more, bro. He's like, no, you gotta get on it, get on the balls of your feet. You know what I'm saying? Get a different.
Yeah.
Show me, plan it out. Show me how to do this better. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I was able to be committed to something that I wanted to do. Yeah. And then, to throw that support behind it and then be that encouraging person to be consistent. Keep going. I ain't gonna let you get off the hook.
Oh, no.
You know what I'm saying? You think he's sleepy? What you doing, man? We must have run these 3 miles in 10 minutes. Yeah. I'm on the way. But saying that to say, bro, the motivation behind that, I think everything that we're doing currently, bro, it's a beautiful process. And it wasn't easy to get to this point. And some people, I would say, unfortunately, they choose not to be committed because it's so hard for them, and not hard in the way of like they can't shift it, but it's like you versus you, and you letting the other side win.
Yeah, and it's a scary thing because like I feel like in order to be like to commit, that means you have to give up something. Like something has to be sacrificed. Like something has to go. Like
say that again, brother. 100%. Say that again.
Like in order to commit, something has to be sacrificed. Like if you're committed to waking up early in the morning,
you take your butt to sleep early.
Take yourself to sleep early. Okay. You can't. All right. You have a hard time going to sleep early. All right. You need to knock out all your stuff during the daytime. Oh, you got a hard time doing that because you got so much to do. All right, it's time for you to organize it. It's something you gotta give in order to get. Like the universe, like going back to the universe. Yeah, it's a two-way street. Like I tell people this all the time. Like the 10 freeway goes east and west.
Yeah,
bro, I just had that analogy today. I promise you, I was like, wow, I was like, man, because I was driving. I'm like, man, hold on, I'm on the 405. I'm going the wrong way. I'm going the wrong way fast. Yeah. But you can decide to exit and then go the right way, even though it's like it's a second. It was like, dang, I didn't waste the gas. I didn't like. You can think about it and pout in it and like soaking it,
and keep going.
Going the wrong way.
Or you can get off.
You can get off, turn around, and go the route that you want to go.
Because the sooner you get off, the sooner you're gonna be back the way you're supposed to be.
Hey, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Listen,
so,
dog.
And I just want to drop off because I know we talked about giving tools.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, I know you're running short on time, but one thing
Please.
that I want to say, you know, that really helped me get on my consistency train is the people around me.
Yes.
You mentioned Keith. I had Keith written down right here
Mm.
because I'm like, he was one of the people that I would listen to. A prime example of consistency. The man ain't never missed a show,
Bro.
in
Never.
years.
Bro.
You know what I'm saying? So it was that, seeing my boy Gordy, my boy Go, who was doing music with me at the same time, seeing him stay
Like, Kev,
consistent.
what you doing?
Yeah.
When I'm not doing nothing,
Mm.
seeing where he took it to. Okay, seeing people show you consistency makes it easier.
Come on,
Yep.
bro.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, what are you doing?
Come on, bro. And
So-
you catch that draft, man. I appreciate that, bro. This was fire
Yeah,
today.
That's
Yeah.
tight.
We got a limited amount of time, but
Yeah.
real quick, we talk about those tools. I appreciate all the gems y'all dropped one time. Applause for us. You know what I'm saying? But if you're listening real quick, please, you can create feasible goals for yourself. Give yourself grace and leeway to make mistakes. Increase your willpower.
Mhm.
Establish your why.
Mhm.
Remove the choice because it's non-negotiable, and don't make excuses for yourself.
Work.
Choice.
You know what I'm saying? Be committed, be consistent. Live from the den. I appreciate everybody that tuned in. I appreciate my guest tonight,
Yeah. Yes, sir.
DJ Dash, K
Yes, sir.
Kennan.
Yes, sir.
We out, yeah.
Outro.
Yeah, we ain't with hold on. We got come on, manifestation. We see you shine in the chat. I appreciate you, Jazz. Take the leap of faith in
After hours.
after hours. We still live from the den. What it say? Lay your bricks. Lay your bricks is so important. And we talked about that. We said with like one step, we
Piece
take
by piece.
piece by
Piece
piece.
by piece is the only way.
It's not. Come on.
Otherwise, I mean, imagine trying to climb a mountain if it was no pathway up. You got it. What you gonna
What
do?
you gonna do?
One big step to the top? Are you nuts?
Man.
Yeah.
And you know what? That ideology, you can get wrapped up in that sometimes. Of thinking like you can just leap over a mountain. People don't want to do the work.
I mean,
You know what I'm saying? I was people. I love Kev ad-libs. Work.
All right, bro.
Hey,
it's just like, I don't know, man. It's like for me, like, and shout out to my grandma because every time I talk to her, she's always dropping bars, and like her thing is like the body follows the mind. Like the universe is always listening. Be careful, like, you know, be careful what you like wish for. Like it is gonna come true.
listen, it does eventually. You know what's amazing when you start to really understand that that's so true.
Yeah.
And I think my life, I get things in ways that I wouldn't expect it, but it's like this is what you asked for.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It just to show up how you thought it was gonna show up. But here's said thing. And I'm telling you, this 6 months process, I've really been talking to the universe, but not only talking,
Yeah.
I've been doing actionable steps.
Yes.
Like, hey, universe, I rock with you. Universe, shaking it up. Like, I rock with you too, bro. I see what you're doing. Keep it moving. Keep
we
going
good,
that
we on
route.
good terms. And that's
Yeah.
funny because like you mentioned that because like for me, like once all this positive thing, we off? Oh,
Yeah.
oh, okay.
Hey, I was loving it.
Hey, we about to go a whole new hour.
Hey, man.
Man.
But, we can